What's going on, you beautiful people? And today I want to talk about the upcoming changes that are happening in Overwatch 2. Because I want to look over some more details that I think are very interesting that I don't see enough people talking about when talking about changes that are being made to the game. And I want to start it off with Doomfist. Now, Doomfist was considered a very weak character, which usually these very high-skilled characters are. Tracer was considered very weak, Doom is considered very weak. They're hard to play, hard to execute. So they must be bad, right? It's never the player's fault. But either way, come round to Season 2, and Blizzard decided to massively, and I mean massively, buff Doomfist, do a ton of changes to it. And when I saw that, I kind of went crazy. My brain fired off like, this can't be right, this is wrong. And I thought to myself, why would they add so many changes at once? And the reason for this is I've already kind of been through this once. I remember when D.Va was released in Overwatch 2, she got 4 buffs. Her booster damage, her booster cooldown, her matrix got buffed, and I think she got more HP or armor. And all of those things combined made her an absolute unit. She was disgustingly strong. And I remember saying, Blizzard, why would you release 4 changes? That's so many to do. Look at any other game like League of Legends. They would just do 1 or 2 changes per hero, or that, as they've done in the past, they would ramp it up slowly. But with Doom, you see this massive page, and I couldn't believe it, honestly. It really broke sort of my trust towards Blizzard a little bit. And then I thought back to an old blog post at the beginning where they said, well, we want each season to be defined by a character or defined by a sort of meta, whether it be dive or whatever it is. They didn't clarify too much specifically what it meant. But to me, that's what this looks like. Okay, we want to do meta. Let's crazily buff him. Let's make him really broken. Is that the way to go? From the sounds of it, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like it could go horribly wrong, pigeonholing certain things. Or it could be really fun. It's only the 2nd season. Who knows? What I do know is about Roadhog, okay? And let me tell you, I didn't quit the game. I've been around for a really long time. And I remember the day, it was over 2 years ago, where I'm biased, I'm a Zarya player, but I like to think that I can leave the bias outside of this, that in my head I said, if Roadhog is ever meta over Zarya, then this game is kind of messed up. Because to me, Zarya was a team play hero. Yes, she can carry hard, but she works with other tanks. She's this more honest hero, you know? Whereas Roadhog is that one-shot tanky guy. And holy, when I saw Roadhog getting changed ages ago when he became meta, that didn't go away. Until the death of Overwatch 1, it was Roadhog Wrecking Ball. He was a disgusting hero. He was so broken. Everyone was happy he was gone. Everybody was wrong. I called it. They were removing an off-tank which countered him. They were removing CC which countered him. And then they released Kiriko. And they buffed him. And he's stronger. And here we are. In this crazy, strong Roadhog meta. And everybody hates it. It's awful to play against. We've been there. We've had this issue for 2 years. And finally, with enough community outcry, they are realizing that, yeah, maybe we need to change this character. He's dishonest. He's not fun to play against. I love playing him. I love Roadhog. But it is so frustrating, the amount of HP and the ways he can break the game and just do whatever he wants. And God, I'm so happy that they're finally nerfing him personally. But it kind of brings us back around to the next hero that they're touching, which is Sojourn, right? And this is almost the equivalent to me. This, like, we need to get rid of this thing, right? And it never happened in Overwatch 1. But here we are. Hey, we need to get rid of her in Overwatch 2. But I think Blizzard just missing the mark what makes her such a pain in the ass for everybody. Because there's so many things that go into balancing a character, including, you know, if a ton of people play her, you might kill the mains and she's a new hero. Is she the face of Overwatch or whatever it is, right? Or people meta abusing. But I think it's her small hitbox. She can one-shot. She has insane mobility, area denial, which has insane damage output. And all of those things combined, plus her like ability to one-shot, make her really toxic. But the one-shot potential is not what I think is so toxic to the game, because that's the point of a DPS. They're supposed to be mechanical, expressive carries. But it's the rest of her kit that makes her so well-rounded. It gives her all of those things. And then I haven't really seen too much about what they nerfed. But I think that they are missing the mark with this. Because what I noticed is with the most recent heroes, Junker Queen, Sojourn, and Kiriko, have you guys all noticed how small their hitboxes are? It feels like this is not the same team that created those heroes back in the day. I don't know how it works. I don't know the ins and outs, but I can only imagine, do they have different philosophies or rules, rookies, whatever. If you'll notice that every old hero has a big head box. definable. Ana's is triangle. Lucia's easy to hit. The tanks are easy to hit. Then you have something like Kiriko, which is incredibly difficult to hit. This tiny hitbox of Sojourn, where 80, AD. And then Junker Queen, they did fix it, has this very small hitbox, right? All I'm saying is I'm being very speculative. It puts me in a little concern. What's coming next? Well, we know what's coming next for Ramattra, and honestly, he has the opposite. His hitbox is absolutely massive. He's very bread and buttery, but that allows for a lot of complexity within his kit. It's a unique design. He has clear weaknesses, and I just wanted to talk about him a little bit because he's coming out, and I cannot wait for him to come out, okay? Because I'm going to be grinding him and Zarya a ton. But I do want to say, when I first started playing him, just like everybody else, he's very unique. It feels weird. And his left click is, I think, the biggest downfall in his kit. Because it's supposed to be a mid-range poke. But the really weird projectile speeds and visuals makes it awkward to learn and to get the timings down. But at close range, oh my god, I can track somebody down like it's nothing. It does a lot of damage output because of the headshot multiplier. But then it feels like it's pushing me into that close range playstyle. So now my whole kit is supposed to be medium range to close. But the medium range doesn't feel so good, especially with the super long cooldown on the shield and the weird staff. However, that's how it's supposed to be. It's clear that they designed this kit for the close range to be much more efficient, much better. So it should always be stronger. Otherwise, we're going to have a Sigma on release where he's just insane at everything, right? You don't want to make him too powerful. But I also love how fast he gets to ult, because the ult is the thing that just absolutely defines this character for me. It's fun to use. It has skill expression, believe it or not. It allows for some crazy moments that make Overwatch fun. So like I said, I can't wait to play him. I believe in him. I've been getting really good at fundamentals and going into it. And last but not least, we have Tracer. And if you guys remember, there was a little video about Dante where, oh, have they shadow buffed him? Because he'd been playing tank the whole time. Was a noob hunter. And then there's all this like secret... Hey, A10, have you seen this Tracer buff? A10, do you know about the Tracer changes? Hey, A10, did you see the shadow buff? And I got, I'm not joking, hundreds of messages a day of people coming in and asking me about it. And holy, there were so many people that before they knew about this quote unquote secret shadow buff that were hating on her. She's garbage. She's weak. She feels awful. Da 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 da. Oh, she's so good now. She's so broken with this new shadow buff, which is like fine. It's fine. Until you realize that she's had this shadow buff since the first Overwatch 2 beta. It's already been in the game. So that just speaks volumes to the powers of buffing and nerfing, or the perceptions of it, but people don't really realize these things as much as they think they do. But the old damage change from 6, oh my god, this has been absolutely insane. I love it. I've missed it. I'm biased. I want her to keep it. I love it. But the lack of CC in the game, it just makes her a menace. I don't know. The previous damage number took a while to get used to. It made her feel to me like really mechanical. You have to track their head. You have to really, really execute really well. And I think that pushed a lot of people off the character. Makes her very enjoyable, especially when you're used to this, like, hey, I do a lot of damage. And most people don't have that fine level of execution. But I do miss the 6 damage. I'm nervous to see where they take it. But just in summary real quick, I think Sojourn, they're missing the mark. The new hero design philosophy until Ramattra was a little bit worrying. At least they're fast with getting the balance changes out. Roadhog has been an issue for years, literally, and most of the community doesn't understand what makes him good as well as the balancing team. Otherwise, he would have been nerfed. I think that the Doomfist changes speak volumes to me that they're either going with this philosophy of like, hey, we need to make this season thing and da 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 da. I don't like it. It scares me. I don't think that's how you should run a game. I think more frequent shadow buffs over time, right, would probably be a much safer way, or better testing. Ramattra, love it. Bread and butter, not too overcomplicated with his kit, even though it might feel like that or seem like that. Unique approach to the game through his cage, through his nemesis form, through his ult. I'm really, really believing in him. I'm grinding him. I think he's been good so far. So yeah, I am pretty excited about the changes, but there will always be another issue that we will get stuck on, another topic to talk about. And that'll be for another time. Much love, everyone. This is something new. I've not kind of done these videos before. Kind of just sit down, have a little talk with you. So if you have feedback, let me know. Anything, I'm open. I always want to improve. It's a champion's mindset, baby. It's addictive. Who doesn't want to get better? Much love. Have a beautiful day.